DogChamp here. I do like their draft if they can manage to have good lanes, but I'm a bit afraid if one or two things go wrong here in the laning stage that Stonebank is just going to run wild across the map with Stomanen, and just the map's going to feel real small for DogChamp.
And that is the big strength of Bait. They have been powerful in that laning stage in the early game, and DogChamp playing a tempo power spike lineup that is reliant on the team unifying themselves at a particular timer. And then the rest is down to the Medusa to carry the game if they can't finish it off. But technically the game could already be over before the Medusa is fully active if things go correct for DogChamp. You're absolutely right about that, Fear. Question is, we do see a Battle Fury lined up for V-Tune, so he's not going straight up fighter build. I guess that also would be a bit of a doomsday scenario if it's like we go Desolator, BKB on PA and hope we're stronger than the opponent is, because then TA, it feels like it's a lot stronger at that point. You don't have that kind of uber farmed carry that's gonna, what was it called, like, oh, shadow this TA basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think another thing about PA that became stronger as well is the Battle Fury does 5 more damage now. So that kind of helps with a hero that just wants to build plus damage. They reduced 5 damage from the Quell effect, so it technically is just a better item now for hitting heroes. And Stomanen, speaking heroes getting hit, might just go down here. One more hit.
Oh boy. That's a way to start the game. DogChamp, DNM to get the first blood on this Medusa. That means that he has a ready Basilius and an extra Mango, and even the Magic Wand fully ready. The recipe now on the Courier. So that's a great start for DNM.
Yeah, we talked about how important the laning stage is going to be. It's not necessarily like they have to like own the lanes if you're DogChamp. You have to just not get owned in the lanes. That's going to be the big thing. And that's a good start. And we're seeing the meld strikes in the mid lane on why this matchup might be harder. Nobody can out CS the Earthshaker. So the approach you have to go for is you have to just kind of like beat him in the lane by harassing him out of lane, not allow him to continuously spam this. I thought one way they might do it is pick a ranged hero, but TA with this meld strike level 1, it does pretty much the same thing. It makes it so Dendi has to just like continuously go back or get melded in the face over and over again. And that's going to burn through his resources. And at some point, he might even just die here. If he dies, oh, he tried to get the Psyblade hit off there. But Dendi's struggling real hard in this mid lane at the moment. Yeah, one more melt strike, and he might be in trouble.
Gonna need some regen. He's got a salve coming off the Courier. He was hoping to get a fast bottle, which he has done so far. Oh, the attempt from Red 2, but does get hit by the Aftershock stun. Red 2 unable to close it out. But this is already the most aggressive mid matchup coming out, at least from the games that we've cast so far in the NA qualifiers, where already at like less than 2 minutes, the mids might be killing each other's.
Yep, Dendi did have a salve though, so he read the situation pretty well, realizing that he's going to take a lot of damage here. He needs to bring that early salve to be able to stay in the lane, it looks like. But his bottle is kind of far away. That's the downside here. If he has to bring another salve, then this lane might be an issue for him.
Yeah, it doesn't get to CS a lot either, because 35 mana cost meld. Every time he uses a bottle charge, he'll basically get 2 extra meld strikes again. And Kedaro will go down a speed in the top lane. The hunt from Moose and speed, it works out. Blocked by the shards. Nowhere to go. Building off into a tiny bit of a lead, but V-Tune, I don't think he's too phased about what's going on right now. Nightstalker, Stonebank. We've been highlighting this guy time and time again, that his CS has been getting better and better. Topping the CS right now with 15 to the 9 on the Medusa.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing quite well. This is a Deuce that got first blood as well, so even with that early Basilius out there, not really helping him CS, so maybe he could have opted for getting the Elven skin or something like that as Dendi. He's going to take some damage, but Dendi's getting close to his bottle. But if you look at the CS disparity, though, the mid lane, sure, bottle's coming out soon, but Dendi has to wait for that bottle to come out, wait for that 4-minute rune as well to come out. He's going to try and creep block and get the lane back here, but Red 2, oh, he doesn't realize it. He could have held the wave there a little bit longer, but still going to have pretty good lane control here.
He's got that extra bounty waiting there just for Dendi. If he misses out on one of those water runes, if he feels like he's going to be in peril, maybe a support rotation kicks in, can always go back to that.
Oh, another meld strike to straight to the dome there for Dendi here. This matchup is tough. Definitely struggle city here on this Earthshaker.
Yeah, 17 and 7 on red 2 at the moment. But Dendy now has the bottle, able to snatch 1 or 2 extra CS. 10 seconds for the water rune for him to spawn. Meanwhile, bottom lane Stonebank gonna get hit by a blood grenade and the bramble maze. Shadow Realm also popped by Bloody 9. Bit of extra harass, 150 HP.
Oh, Moose took Dendy's water rune here too.
Oh,
he needed that so badly.
Well, he's gonna have to pick up the bounty, but hey, look who's there to take the bounty away.
Moose completely destroying what chance of Dendy had to get back in this lane. Mid's done. It's just done now. There's absolutely nothing he can do to win this lane. TA is going to be free farming. Sure, the game's not over or anything, but Dendy's laning stages, he's not going to be that force that I wanted to see him running across the map, getting those kills. He just doesn't have the game for it anymore.
Well,
so
thankfully,
the space is going to have to come from Stonebank.
Exactly. Thankfully, we talked about Bait upgrading their side lanes coming into this qualifier because Stonebank looking a lot better right now. And Vtoon, he's having a good lane versus the Furion. 7 CS ahead of Speed. Speed also had to teleport back home there, but he also has the teleportation to just return straight back into the lane. Very close to picking up the power treads. Well, DNM hasn't really lined up that much. Has the gloves of haste and his quick buy and boots of speed on the way. But it is intriguing to see what's going to be the aftermath of this mid lane. How does Bait play through? Because there are always these scenarios of like Stonebank, it's up to you now. And if he makes a mistake with a kill attempt, a rotation that fails, that's going to push Bait even further away. And then PA is going to feel the pressure of, guys, I need my Battle Fury, but we're losing like 2 lanes at that point. Because bottom is not lost. Bottom's going well, but they will lose that advantage. Top lane rotation, they're stacking up in numbers here, surrounding Kadaro. And with the tag team, they get the kill. Vtoon trying to fight back and tries his best here, almost taking down Speed. But the stuns are there, the snowball to connect, and DogChamp, they will take a double in the top lane.
Yep. That is really big there. They need to get this momentum going for them here. As that was the one of the 2 lanes that were doing well for them, right? If you shut down this PA's lane, you continuously have a good lane on top of red 2 here. Then now you're in a situation where, well, I guess it's up to you, Stonebank, now, but during the first nighttime, you're not going to do too much as a Night Stalker. The 5-minute roaming Night Stalker is a thing of the past. He wants to farm during this, get to his item timings.
Yep.
So it might be a very passive, early, almost 15 minutes for this game, because DogChamp, they don't really want to do too much, unless it's kind of like freebies.
We'll see if that's an option for Stonebank. Does he have to make a level 6 Dark Ascension attempt with potentially one of the supports? Because Kadaro trying to go for the 7-minute Wisdom rune. There's a scan, but that scan's going to expire. Actually, that is the Bait scan. So he knows there's nobody who's there, but Moose, he's going to be able to get this one. Snowball always beats the Silencer unless he does something wicked to fail it here. Snowball comes out, and he's got it.
What? Did he not cancel the Snowball?
Just took it.
All right. I mean,
that's a word
cancel because
it could be
last word.
It could
I thought you were
be
invulnerable.
But I think you should be invulnerable at that point. But I guess maybe we know wrong, maybe we know correct. But that's a double Wisdom rune, nevertheless, going for Bait. Small victories.
That's good news. I think almost every single time you see the POS 5 willing to die for that Wisdom rune. Sometimes they die trying to get it and don't even get it. That's how much value they put into it. As we will get a refill by Kadaro to help Dendy in that mid lane as well.
Tactical death. All going according to plan. Moose teleporting to the bottom lane. We got a bit of an attempt on Stonebank, but DNM in the lane. Moose hiding in the trees. They've probably seen that teleport too.
This is a Night Stalker with 3 points and Hunter of the Night with phase boots with a infused raindrop. You're not going to catch him. But 8-minute rune, there's a shield rune as Kadaro, he wants to deny it. He actually missed the melt strike.
Who's coming in for Dendy? Dendy, he's going to need a bit of backup here. Kadaro's already down to red 2. The Echo Slamp's there, but Speed arrived just a portion of a second later. Could have done a bit of extra damage if Speed was there like 0.1 seconds earlier.
And the D-ward on top of it too.
And the D-ward.
Oh boy, if you're Bait now, you kind of need to do well in this laning stage and control the map here, but it's 7-0.
This is the hardest laning stage Bait has had all tournament, and DogChamp,
right?
They found a chink in the armor.
I most definitely have here, and it goes back to, was this Earthshaker pick a bit too cocky here from Dendi? A bit too early without seeing his matchup? Perhaps, as he's not having much of a game at all here on this Earthshaker, and this has not been known as a hero that you can just kind of pick and sack and he'll find a way back into the game. His rotations very much so rely on having mobility items. We always see that Blink Dagger coming around on that 11-minute mark for Dendi. That Aghanim is coming shortly after. Without those, rotations are quite difficult here. So, it's not the end of the world yet. You do have V-Tune, who does have good farm, but he's going straight into that Battle Fury with no boots, so he's not going to be helping for some time now. The next time we see Stonebank active, maybe during the next Dark Ascension when he chooses, but I'm expecting around 15 minutes is when
and
he's really going to be
down
anything.
And that's going to be 8-0 now for DogChamp. Finding
They can't
kills
do anything right now.
all over the place. Everyone else has died except for Stonebank so far, and I think Stonebank's going to remain unkilled for the time being. And he just continues to farm up, keep himself in pace. But V-Tune, despite dying once in the laning stage, still keeping up in CS, or at least staying up in net worth with the rest of the Radiant cores, which is a positive remark for Bait. But when you look at DogChamp, you've already succeeded in the biggest possible thing. Bait can now no longer contest you in the same way as if they would be winning the laning stage. How much do you actually get out of your TA at that point? I feel like this power spike is now guaranteed for DogChamp to happen.
Yeah, definitely. But their power spike is kind of, in theory, just getting Dusa farmed and TA farmed. They're doing a good job playing with Red 2 and playing on those traps, as I mentioned, like being very strong in the early game. And of course, we're going to see Red 2 be a little more aggressive with his itemization, going for that Blink Dagger before Deso. Makes a lot of sense when you do have, you know, this Nature's Prophet carry and Medusa. Probably has to do a little bit more for his team. Or in the fact he just sees, I see the Silencer, I see this Rubik, I blink on him. That's free money right there. Especially if you add some NP ult on top of that. Almost a guaranteed kill.
Now with these both tier 1 towers to fall, 3,000 net worth of an advantage going in the way of DogChamp. Dendi,
this is an 11-minute Battle Fury, though, for V-Tune.
Yeah.
So he's doing well. It is a naked Battle Fury rush, which doesn't really matter that much if he's allowed to get away with it, which he absolutely is right now. They're mainly just pressuring Dendi like crazy here. But Dendi is getting closer to his blink.
He is.
He's got 1,500 gold. There's going to be stacks. Watch the Echo Slam. It's coming in the triangle here. Dendi's going to pop it. Oh, there you go. And there it goes.
The farming slam.
You missed it, but he did Echo Slam that.
The gold,
and that's straight to Blink Dagger. Look how much money he just got from that Echo Slam. 1,500 to 2.2k now.
Yeah, just what he needs. All going according to calculations for Dendi.
He just got 800 gold off of that stacking.
And V-Tune just happily continues to farm while all of this is unfolding. He's catching up, but that Shaker can now participate with Stonebank. He needs to get to that level 2 Dark Ascension. Unfortunately, with that blink this, well, I wouldn't say this fast, as it's already up, the Night Stalker, 4 levels to that second point. That's going to give him an extra 50 damage, meaning he's going to get an extra 100 with that Echo Saber. They're going to have to respond to the aggression from DogChamp first. Hidaro going to get jumped up, and Moose will secure him. Stolen ice shards. Here comes the Dark Ascension. They are going to attempt, nevertheless. Let's see if they can do something here. He's coming from a very long distance, and he will find Moose. Moose going to get silenced up, but the Terrorize is there. Bloody 9 forces away the Night Stalker, and Red 2 taking the front, taking the charge, basically. I'm the protector of this Willow.
He's got a DD on Red 2 as well. You got to respect this TA. Stonebank is just going in here.
He is going. He's giving no respect. This is maybe a bit too aggressive because that will cost him his life.
Well, I was going to say, like, don't go here. Let your Silencer die because you don't have Echo. They're already there. Your Silencer's already dead. But Bait, they're feeling moments of desperation here, it feels like. As Moose, he's going to snowball in here. Might lead to his death. Most certainly it will.
Yeah, well, nearby. Trade 1 kill on both ways. Dendi will get this. That's his blink reveal, actually, there. So, Moose will die, but they've got info of the blink now. DNM.
All right.
Getting closer to that Manta style. The ultimate orb money is now there. Stalker now also lining up his Blink Dagger, realizing that he's going to have to juke around a lot in these fights. Needs to get on top of potentially maybe even the Willow or the Tusk to prevent that snowball from coming out. The thing is, it's either saving ability. It's either Terrorize or Snowball that you kind of take away from the equation, but the other one's still going to be there. Echo Slam used and speed is gone. VTune will pick up the streak as Dendi sets up for the Echo Slam.
And that streak just propelled VTune all the way to #1 in
number one
here. And that is definitely what you want to see. This PA is a hero that has been kind of like the flavor of the patch. We might see
instant punishment might be coming through Dendi. Is he feeling too good about that last kill? Because
blink.
Moose, Red 2, Blood 9, they're coming in with the blink strike. Oh, Discord lag. Dendi can't call in for help. He's going to be dead. That is for certain. There is no Dark Ascension for 15. I think DogChamp's going to be fine. They get a pick off and they walk away.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely just going to be a kill.
Nice animation there around the TA. Covered around some kind of golden swirls.
Yeah, that's the refraction, the immortal or something.
Yeah, everything else is paused except for that.
That is true. Huh? It just keeps on going. Wonder how many spells are like that. Guess we'll never find out.
Yeah.
And we can tell these guys are serious. You want to know how I know?
Because of the cosmetics not running out?
There's no party hats in this game.
There's no party hats, indeed. That's the one.
Nobody's wearing their party hat.
Yeah.
Playing to win here.
Is it just me? I know this is a silly thing, but we're in pause. We have time for this. You hover over Tusk. Does he have like a broken contract on his portrait or something? Am I looking at this wrong?
Yeah, he does. Like,
what is he ripping it? Is that the TI contract that he has in his hands? Observer, can we look at Tusk? Tusk's portrait?
Yeah, there.
Yeah. That's his TI contract right there.
Just a recipe. He's like, I don't want this anymore.
Well, we're going to witness Dendi's death as the game continues. Blink is not going to be available for him with the constant poke. Stomanen, he gets tag team. Level 3 tag team with that 70 bonus damage. Can come in handy.
If you're in melee range as a Rubik.
If you're in melee range as a Rubik. Very true.
We'll have to see if that really does end up happening, as Bait are having some LAG issues here.
LAG. The Los Angeles gangsters are once again on the server.
When I'm here, they always are.
So what are we looking at the game right now? Because VTune, like you said, getting that streak off of the Nature's Prophet, ramped up to #1. His farm is good. He's up to a great farming pace. Can't just dodge for another 5 to 10 minutes. Keep farming those items. He's got a very interesting Aghanims coming in first, which I've mentioned to this before to you. I love the Aghanims on this PA. If it hasn't been changed. It hasn't, so it's still the same. The good old blur. Every time you get a kill, you refresh all of your abilities. And it's instant as well. There's no buffer anymore, basically. It just instantly forwards you into invis. And that can be super annoying in team fights, because like, oh, who glimmered him? Oh, does he have a Trickster Cape? Nope, that's just the Ags on PA, where it just suddenly disappears. But is that a first item material thing? I'm questioning here, because Battle Fury and the Ags... Okay.
No, I think this game it is, and the reason for that is, like, look at the heroes that he's playing against. The only stuns he's running into are pretty much Tusk and Dark Willow. The Ags is a Dispel now, right? So instead of getting Manta, you can get this Ags with all the benefits you have on top of it. But he can take off all of Dark Willow's spells that are probably the most annoying for him in the game right now. It will give him freedom to just move in these fights, even more so. And that's kind of the issue here with DogChamp's lineup, is they are going to be low on disables until they get more items, but they might just be able to power through that issue with just raw damage and HP and just walking down lanes if they keep the net worth lead available. But if you look at what DogChamp has, they got 3 carries, right? They got the NP who's going for a Mjolnir first item. You got a TA who's going for Deso. You got, just a Medusa. Some of these heroes do have some control within the Stone Gaze, the traps with the Shard, can silence, of course, Sprout, but it's not hard lockdown. Where VTune gets the luxury of being that 1v9 type of carry. He's got a bunch of stuns on his team. He just waits until his team goes in, finds heroes that are stunned, and then he can pump in a lot of damage. Whereas you might run into an issue being able to actually right-click heroes on DogChamp. But net worth solves all issues in Dota, so if they can keep their farm up, it won't be the biggest problem.
Isn't it going to be a bit of an issue that TA and Furion now are going to be doing the exact same thing of just dealing damage? Because I would go Gleipnir on Nature's Prophet instead of Mjolnir.
I feel like that could be a good thing to do to help your team out, right? He's definitely going for the more greedy build, the higher DPS. He doesn't really need the Mjolnir for like illusions or anything. It's just going to be straight for the right clicks that he's going to be putting out. So will it be an issue? We'll have to see. It really, more than anything, positioning matters in Dota, and we'll see. Right now, if you're 5 heroes inside the Roche pit, they probably won't make it in time, though.
Yep,
but can they surprise them directly after?
That's the tag team.
It is.
Works wonders. Moo's going to take away the Watcher.
And they just CP'd out. They're gone.
All gone. Everybody gets to escape, so that's going to be a miss for DogChamp, and that age is secured for Mr. VTune.
And I think right when he finishes his Aghanims, they might try and go ahead and just make something happen on the map with that. I don't see why not.
Yeah. I can see why Stomanen is helping him out farm as well. He's like, I really need this. Can you help me out with tag team? Sure. Chilling around the camps, that does amplify VTune's farm. Stomanen also gets a piece of that experience that is being shared.
I've seen this more times than I should, but this Specialist Array picked up by VTune. So PA is taking Specialist Array just for the stats. The stats on this item is actually so good that some carry players are just like, I don't really care about the passive very much. It's not going to proc anyway. But I'm just going to just do it for the raw stats it gives you. With 7 to all stats plus 12 damage, pretty good.
Ooh, good reaction there. Doesn't get caught by the Bramble Maze. Constantly on the move, so he doesn't get hit by the root. But I agree, the stats are fantastic. 7 all stats, plus 12 damage. Who cares about plus 2 attacks with 20 bonus damage? I mean, the stats are fantastic for a melee hero.
I mean, even better. That's why you see heroes that are ranged, like Nature's Prophet, pick it up instantly as his choice. Because like Specialist Array and Grove Bow are kind of like their premier items from that neutral, 17-minute neutral, which I believe is tier 2. That's the words I was looking for.
Yeah.
Tier 2 neutrals.
Look at Moose's position. He's going to pop these smokes right here. He also doesn't have vision. He's still going to walk into them. B2, quick jump onto Moose.
Oh,
Stonebank's going to be there, and he's going to get killed off. Instant last word from
Blink reveal, too.
And Blink reveal, yeah. That's going to lead into a kill, maybe even a tower as well for Bait. DogChamp, they're looking to defend it. DNM, he's TPing in. Going to be a pretty difficult defense at least, so they're going to do a soft commit. Bit of poke here and there. They spot Dandy on the sides. They're still spread it out. The Willow still making his way. Speed's farming the jungle. But this tower, it becomes a bit more trickier than Bait thought. They're going to back up. Dark Ascension popped, and he's going on to the Dark Willow. Bloody Knight. Can he die under the silence? Yes, he will, just in time. And even a global silence used by Kitaro, just in case. Doesn't want Stonebank Death Vol 2 to happen.
All right, yeah, I mean, just keeping them alive, I suppose. Not sure if necessary, but doesn't really matter. As I think for the most, I don't know, they actually want to fight. The VTune on the prowl here. Like I said, with this Aghanims, I think just wants to keep popping it with his invisibility. And get
another jump in. That's a good one. That's going to be Moose. The Tusk getting taken down this time. Stonebank secures the kill there with the help of Dendy applying those extra hits. And now that tower seems very defenseless. And it's time for DogChamp to trust on the LAG. As we got to disconnect.
The Calais. And then I think right now you're seeing all the things that we were scared about Bait's lineup coming into fruition here. But they just came in a bit later than we expected. I was expecting around that 15-minute mark that Stonebank would be this monster you couldn't really deal with. Came around with 16, 17 minutes, and even though you had this great start on DogChamp, you don't have control. This Night Stalker jumps on you, what are you going to do? You see this TA just watching his Tusk die. He's like, I can't really do anything to help you, bro. Whereas if he was like an Ember or something, he could throw some chains out, help him disengage, but TA just doesn't offer that for you. Medusa doesn't offer it for you either, and more importantly, Speed on this Nature's Prophet with his Mjolnir, he has no Aghanim Scepter or anything to root heroes. They just can't help each other out. Maybe a bit too greedy, not only in the draft, but the itemization here. but it is daytime now. They will have some more chances. And of course, I think the big power spike that is going to be for DogChamp is when they finish these MKBs up. PA is a very strong hero, but until you have MKBs, this hero is pretty much untouchable. As she went for the extra blur evasion on the 15 talent, bumping that up to almost 75. Oh, it's going to be 75% once she puts that third point in it.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, the fourth point. Sorry. I know math.
Both teams are finishing off Tormentors. Moose and Kedaro will get their shards. Glaives of Wisdom buff for Kedaro if he ever gets to throw that many Glaives of Wisdom during a fight. 1.75 second silence can be handy, especially against the Willow or the Tusk if he's around. Those targets are going to be on the eyes of Stonebank. But at the same time, DogChamp, you've got these heavy hitters with the Deso and the TA. DNM with Scotty Manta, kind of capable of standing her ground right now, so they can worry more about the front line. They just got to watch out that the fight doesn't spread too far, because I think that's where Bait's going to excel with Nightstalker and the Earthshaker. If the fight goes into two, three different places, it's hard for DogChamp to retaliate.
And speaking of like new neutral items, Kedaro right now, I would hold this neutral item him for the rest of the game. The Gossamer's Cape against the TA. They normally want to blink and meld strike you once and you're dead, right? But that's an instant miss every single time. You're going to dodge that attack. And then if after you dodge that attack, you got a Ghost Scepter here too. Such an annoying item for TA to play against. I once saw a game where people would just spam the Gossamer's Cape against the TA, and she's just like, wow, this is super annoying to play against if they can get it. But only one of them this game. But on one of the best heroes to get it. When you think about TA, you think about this hero wanting to just kill supports, right? Really quickly. And this kind of prevents you from doing so.
But the Aegis, it has expired off of V-Tune. It has been using it pretty much to farm up, still leading the net worth out of all of the other players on the server, followed up by DNM's Medusa, 13.8k currently, and the rest of their cores. Dendi slowly still staying up the pace, but still very far behind the rest of them. Shaker not exactly the fastest farmer, usually sitting somewhere around the middle areas of farming cores. But Stonebank, that one particular death for him, it did cost quite a lot because he went from top to pretty much towards the bottom parts, and he's got a lot of catching up to do. Looking for the Halberd versus the Medusa, always a good idea.
Against all three of their cores, right? They're all right-clicking range cores.
Or even the TA, or even the Fury, yeah?
Yeah, just all of them. It's just really good here. And I think what's going to be really critical here is going to be that 25 to 30-minute mark in this game. Because as you can see, DogChamp, they're still out farming. They're dying a bit at nighttime. And
an attempt onto the bottom lane. V2 no longer has that Aegis. Gonna need some help here. The jump from Kedaro, and Kedaro also dropping the global silence, and he might just give away his life. There goes the miss from Red 2, realizing the Gossamer Cape, and that Ghost Scepter. Couple side blade connections coming in. V2 slowing down Red 2. DNM charging into the front line. And here's the reinitiation from Bait. Can they make something happen? DNM finishing off Kedaro. Speed in the front line and going straight to the back. Going straight for Red 2. Stonebank right on top of him, but Stonebank taking damage. Dendi with the Echo into the BKBs. Doesn't do much, and Dendi is going to lose his life as well. That's 3 gone, and only taking the Willow away. V2 still trying to run away. Moose is high on his heels. 2 seconds for the Blink Dagger. TA trying to slow him down, and Moose will spot him and locate him. He dies though, but he gets the shards off. V2 trying to TP away and should be successful in doing so.
My bad. Yeah, he had like 2-second cooldown on Snowball, so he goes in. I got him, guys. But he was supposed to snowball there to buy time, but it's like, oh, well, I guess I should have waited another second for going in there. But it's a hard call to make. Because if he didn't go right away, maybe he gets away, he jukes you. So, thinking he was giving his life for the squad, but really he just gave his life to V-Tune, who's going to continue to get up there. And unfortunately for Dendi there, he gets the Echo off, but it's on some BKB Nature's Prophet, so doesn't really yield too much there. And that's kind of like going to be the hard thing once these items keep coming online here for DogChamp. Can you just go in and burst them? It feels like Dendi, as long as Stonebank, they just don't have much damage right now to pump in. And can this PA, once she shows, this hero wants to go in and out of the fights. They want to be long fights, but these fights don't seem like they're going to be very long.
Not at all. And have you looked at the itemization from DogChamp? It's not just an MKB coming up from Medusa. It's an MKB coming up for the TA as well, just a Demon Edge short. So everyone's going to be able to hit V-Tune in fights.
If you can't make something happen in this nighttime from the 25 to 30 minute mark, if bait, it's going to be... This game is going to get harder and harder for you. I don't see it getting any easier. You had your kind of window to make things happen in this game, but unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. You got a couple kills on the Tusk, you killed the Willow a few times, but you're not getting these big core kills that continue to farm the map.
Yeah, not at all.
And you just can't keep up on VTune.
It's just going to be about sniping supports, getting the jump on the Willow, and the Tusk, the Willow especially, had to go Guardian Greaves this game as well. It's a great armor for the team, but it's also extra armor for the Willow to survive that initial initiation. Because that's going to be Night Stalkers, the PA's favorite target. One shot the Willow. Hey, one player less to worry about. But yeah, those cores, they seem pretty invulnerable right now. And that's a mass disconnect right there. So I think the Los Angeles Gangsters have done something to Bates boot camp. Unluck. Yeah.
They're coming back.
They're coming back slowly, so, you know, quick duck and back. Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of nasty issues going for them right now. Hopefully they can get things sorted. At least they, I mean, on the positive side, they've got pause timer just exactly for these kind of things. Right? Get their problems sorted out, and hopefully you don't have to worry about them.
It's not during a team fight either, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Really going on anyway.
Yeah, time to fix issues. Can't fix Mike's marriage, though, like he was saying yesterday on stream, but
that's
something that they probably don't have to worry about.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if
I don't have
listening,
no context
but,
with that. But
he's been, you know, he's been a bit frantic towards you, Fear. Well, he always has been, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
The NA bans.
What can you do?
What can you do, indeed? Yep,
yeah, we're just waiting for Dindy to come back online here. But in the meanwhile, I'm just checking out like what the players are doing in game.
Nice punt,
Dindy picking up a Ghost Scepter, Heaven's Halberd onto Stonebank here. Stamanen picked up a gem actually, so he wants to. He kind of sees what I see right now. It's like this 25 to 30 minute mark. They need to make some waves here. They need to make something happen. Maybe with your Night Stalker running around with the gym, dewarding things is the correct route to go. Nothing new for Silencer, and of course, that Manta has been up for a while, along with the Desolator coming out, so that extra bit of bonus damage for the PA coming out. But how important is this Desolator? I don't know how important it's going to be, because you are playing against heroes like Templar Assassin, who have Refraction up, so no matter what happens, you are going to be not doing any damage while that's up. Do so with the Mana Shield, doesn't care about minus armor almost at all. And Nature's Prophet, notoriously known for having a ton of armor as a hero. So all damage does help, of course, but I'm kind of looking at the other side of DogChamp, where 2 MKBs are pretty much done. Medusa's is done. This TA, her MKB is going to be done within the next like 30 seconds here, kill a couple neutrals, and it'll be complete, as she is only missing the Demon Edge. So that's a bit more scarier than this Desu coming online and this Ghost Scepter, I guess, for Dendi. And, you know, Nullifier's next on the menu here. I think if you are this Templar Assassin at some point, or maybe the NP will go. Yeah, NP has Nullifier queued up. One of them needs
Nullifier, and then the Solar Crest on the Tusk as well, if you want to buff your allies or if you want to debuff that PA even more. So V2's going to get a lot of hate from the itemization coming out from DogChamp. And the thing is, they haven't really been too much worried about building BKBs on the TA and the Medusa, because they're like, well, I don't think they can actually kill us right now. I don't think they're going to be able to kill us for quite some time. They're just itemizing to slow down bait instead of protecting themselves more. Offense is the best defense. In their eyes.
Sometimes. I mean, for the TA, I would agree with this build, just because this hero isn't about sitting there and tanking abilities. NP doesn't get to move very much in the fights, right? Whereas TA, you kind of want to come in when the time is right. You don't want to get initiated on by any means. So, and plus you kind of lack some damage if you go that early BKB. And it's only particularly good this game against the Shaker, which is surely a good hero to buy BKB against, but that's the only one.
Oh,
Sweet. Oh, snap indeed.
This is a pretty long pause. I think there's still a couple minutes remaining for Bait on their pause timer. Still waiting for them to get that voice issues fixed.
I mean, we definitely see the confidence so that DogChamp has. Like, chat wheels can say a lot about how you're feeling. Normally, the team that's losing, they don't use their chat wheel. But if you're winning the game, people are like, oh, we're feeling good, things are going well. And you see DogChamp just spamming chat wheels, having fun right now. They realize, they know this game is going really well for them. And they probably feel like if they do all things correctly, they should win this game. And I'd tend to agree with that. I think if they just don't make any mistakes this game, get the next Roshan, don't really like die during this 25 to 30 minute mark here, things should be smooth sailing. Whereas Bait, they also know they need to make something happen now. So we're going to see Bait really try to make things happen, where DogChamp, they just got to minimize what Bait can do right now and get to these big items that we have been talking about.
And back to the game. We can hopefully keep this one running for a bit longer now as the game returns at 26 minutes. We're still in DogChamp's lead. For all of you people just joining in or haven't been watching this game, you probably should, because it is the lower bracket finals for North America. The game, the first game.
Deny it? Oh, what a deny by DNM. Steals that DD away from V-Tune in the river right before the Roche fight. That could be game-winning, honestly, but we'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
Still coming, but
they're on their way. The moment you hear the Dark Ascension audio cue, DogChamp
you run, but where do you run?
Bloody Nine will be scouted out. He's taking a lot of damage from Stonebank. Any rescue? The Guardian Greaves heal. The Silence is going to wear off in just a second, and he's just the global size, but the Fissure will finish him off from Dendi. Stamanen and Dendi and Kadara right in front of the Roche pit right now, and the rest of DogChamp, they're sitting on the sidelines. DNM, he's in the front. There's the jump on Kadaro. He's got the Ghost Scepter. Dendin jumping in. It's going to be a bit short right now. His blink's going to be cancelled. He's inside the Sprout. Speed goes down. Nice Fissure on 2. V2 another kill. And there's Dendi with the Echo. Red 2's going to drop. And DNM, he's got no mana. He's got nothing left. And he might be dropping as well. Team White, Bait, clean house. They take everyone. And they also get Roche. Dendi taking a bit of sightseeing in the tree line. But that's okay.
That is really just the power of this Dark Ascension here. Getting the entire map revealed there, getting to pick and choose your targets. All of a sudden, like, I feel like the Stone Gaze there, he didn't know when to use it. By the time he used it, the fight was already over. As we'll kind of see in this replay here, it's like, what are we doing here? They go immediately onto Bloody Nine here on his Willow. He's got to back out. Maybe if this Fissure doesn't connect, they're going to turn here, but boom, beautiful Fissure that leads him from the game. Now, if this Dark Ascension's out here, you blink backwards, you don't know exactly where to go exactly, so you run to the high ground. Let's go where we can go. Get baited by Kadaro just a little bit, and look on that high ground on V-Tune. Instantly kills Speed. He pops BKB and dies in 3 hits there. Then all of a sudden, V-Tune's onto the TA. He's dead. You're alone as Medusa now. Stone Gaze, sure, it's hitting a couple of heroes now, but you got 4 heroes dead. So
but
that
you know what was really
Dark Ascension was giving you, it was absolutely massive.
Also, during that fight, we saw Kadaro go sceptering himself inside the shards. He had his Glaives of Wisdom shard loaded up next for the next right click to connect, and it hit the TA without the BKB. Red 2, he was silenced. He couldn't get refraction off at all. He only had a meld. And by the time that silence is on, he's trying to hit left on the target to hit. He can't get his refraction. Dendi shows up with the Echo Slam, and they just control them down, and they're going to look for more moves. He's still 1 HP. Fear does come out, and V-Tune, he's taking hits, and this is not good for Bait. They're going to have to reset. Try to disengage.
Stamanen had stolen Stone Gaze, so they can disengage.
And that helps. That definitely helps. They're out. Almost getting moves, but almost losing 4 heroes in the process.
Does this go back to this NP a little bit? I'm in shock at how fast NP died there. You have this Mjolnir, but it did not help you at all. They're just going to re-engage here on Stonebank, but...
Looks like it. DNM has the Stone Gaze, but they're going to go Bloody Nine. They go for the easy snipes. And V-Tune suddenly level 21. Stonebank hunting for Red 2. Locates him, blinks just out on top as he blinks for the Crippling Fear. Even a trap slow there. Meld Strike to attempt to get some damage out, but the Halberds there, and here comes Dendi. Fissure stun. They got refraction coming up in 2 seconds, but Red 2 detected, found, located, and slain.
I was talking about it, T-Panda. This 25 to 30 minute mark Bait need to make it happen. And boy, oh boy, they blew this game wide open, changing the net worth lead by about 10,000 in the last 3 minutes.
That is a swing. Oh, the graph. Oh, the graph. That's a swing. We're going all the way from 61% win probability to 33. And a big slide of XP because I was looking at those levels. You know, that's like straight out of like those roller coasters, like what you have in amusement parks. You know, you got that first downhill. that's Bait having fun kind of downhill.
Well, they're definitely having fun now. V-Tune with this Aegis is going to just dive into the enemy base. As you can see, the Manta plus the Blur. He gets hit by both spells of Willow, the Cursed Crown and the Bramble Maze, but takes them both off immediately. And these are only on like a 10-second cooldown and 20-second cooldown for the Manta. So 30 for Manta, actually. But he can spam these quite easily.
He surely can. And now, as we're over the half an hour mark, the game has been turned upside down. Stomanen running around with Stone Gaze. I guess he just wants to cross the map a bit faster, but
it was just expiring, so I might as well use it.
Yeah.
Fun.
Cool.
Yes, you have to enjoy life as a Rubik, you know. One of the more satisfying things as a Rubik is using that big ultimate you have right before it expires.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Dendi with the shield rune, but yet again, it's gonna come back down to this nighttime. It's been very clear that when Stonebank presses his ultimate, that gives PA full vision of the fight. Oh, see you later, Speed. You might be tanky.
It's your boy Speed.
Hero, I'm not sure. It's your boy Crit. No crit.
No crit.
Oh man, that's kind of unlucky.
Where's Crit when you need him?
It's on Shopify Rebellion going to TI.
Something that Bait probably needs to get into TI. Well,
that was pretty. Oh, he also backpacked his Skull Basher there too from B-Tune. So sometimes the Aegis hurts you more than helps you, know what I mean? It's one of those cases for sure.
Smoke towards the bottom lane. V-Tune, 8 seconds on Aegis. They might just time this perfectly on the side of DogChamp. Dendy's also there. Terrorized load up.
Okay.
Nice disengage coming out from them. And here comes the re-engage.
Is gone?
Dark Ascension. Scouting in front, looking for Bloody Nine. He's still smoked up. They can't see him. Now they finally do, and Stonebank knows exactly where to go. Moose is trying to come into the rescue as well, pushing them around. Not going to be enough. He's going to go down. The Global Silence is popped as well. The Tier 2 tower, it's history. Nice Fissure. DNM Red 2. They're blocked. They can't get anywhere. There's no voice staff. They can't help him out. Here comes Dendy, jumping straight on top of the Medusa. He's gone. DNM deleted. And Moose is also about to drop. He's out. So is Red 2. Bait. All over the place.
I mean, Dendy double fissure block, and then Stomanen steals the Stone Gaze, 4 staffs in, uses Ghost Scepter, zones out the TA, zones out the Nature's Prophet. We thought the physical damage might be overwhelming for DogChamp, but if you're playing against a Medusa yourself and you can't right-click anything, how do you take these fights here?
They got their creeps coming in, so the backdoor protection is also off. 40 seconds, no TA, 30 seconds plus for the Medusa, plus the buyback. But just a lone Medusa buyback's not going to do much. They're going to need the force of their entire team, and they need TA for that. That's a lane of Rax.
It definitely is, and these team fights, unfortunately, don't get any easier at this point. You needed to have that overwhelming net worth with a lineup of DogChamps. Their lineup does not function very well from behind. And we're starting to see that.
See, this is where I'm begging for that Gleipnir from Speed, because your lockdown is kind of limited. Not a lot of tools to jump in, and we can see this.
Dendy is really the MVP of this one, just blocking DNM off. They just get all the spells out. He pops Stone Gaze here. I really want to just watch what Stomanen does here. He steals it. So he has it now. And the second fissure blocks him off again. And then watch Stomanen boss play here. Goes in, zones out the NP, Tusk, and Red 2 here on his TA. And they're just left for dry at that point. There's no more gas in the tank.
Easy kills for Bait, just for the picking. But for DogChamp, like maybe 1 or 2 things they didn't expect to happen this game, especially that Roche fight. kind of handed it out for Bait as well. That power spike feels like it's a bit history right now. TA, you're reaching your limits. Medusa's still got some way to go. But Bait's lineup is looking a lot stronger now. The Night Stalker is still scary. They've got the initiation advantage with all the vision that they have. And V-Tune targeted moves coming in. Gonna try and get the jump on V-Tune. He's gonna get the Manta dodge on the first, but he's terrorized. He's gonna need some help. But what the rest of Bait do? Here's the Global coming in. And the Stone Gaze! Stomanen! He stoned them all. And Kadaro popped the Global Silence there on top of it. He will lose his life. But here goes Stonebank and finds 1-for-1. It's been a trade.
Oh, Dendy's coming. Got the echo.
Who do they get the jump on as well? They're so scattered right now. They're going after Stonebank, leaving DNM all by himself. Speed chilling on the sidelines. V-Tune throwing in daggers. Another dodge from DNM with the Manta. But here goes Stonebank again. Just no mercy. Finds another. He's going to get targeted again by the TA and Speed and DNM. They're all chasing him around with no supports. They've done exactly what they wanted. Supports first.
Speed.
And now they kill them one by one if they can do so. V-Tune, he's going to need a target to jump to. Silenced up, gets the jump away. Dendy, Fissure keeps DNM at bay. And Stonebank should also be out by now. He teleported all the way back home. But Bait are really isolating these fights. Again, chasing Stonebank and everyone scattered all over the place for Bait to jump in.
Stonebank's getting away with murder in these fights, quite literally. Killing all these supports in the backline.
No control.
As there's no control for him whatsoever. Like, you don't have a halberd, you don't have a hex, you don't have any type of stun to deal with them. So it's only your supports that have these. But if your supports get targeted by Stonebank, they're just dead. And he's tanky enough at this point with this Assault Cuirass and Heaven's Halberd that even if he does get a couple hits on him by these cores here, it's not going to bring him down. So in and out of these fights, you're seeing this
Stonebank.
PA. Okay.
Almost showed himself in the lane. They were ready to jump.
They're smoked here on DogChamp here. 30 seconds for Dark Ascension. I say play it safe here. Wait for that Dark Ascension. But we'll see what Bait says about that.
There's only one buyback up on the side of DogChamp. The rest of them can't afford it currently. Gotta be very careful. But Roche is there. And they're gonna find it. But at the same time, I think they have info about what DogChamp is up to right now. They're under a ward, and the jump on Stomanen. He's going to be the one focused first. He gets himself away with the Ogre Seal Totem. Beautiful Fissure. On the 3. Moves is down, but so they need help. They need to help off V-Tune. There's the Stone Gaze coming out from DNM.
He got split shot this time.
Not stolen this time by Rubik. Well, jumping back in, V-Tune. Ready to go in. Stonebank on the left side. Look, their area is getting smaller and smaller the whole time. Stonebank jumping again, finding Bloody 9. And there goes your Willow. And there might be your Medusa down to half HP, less than that. And they're going to hit by the Fissure. Dandy coming in. And the Echo. They will take Red 2 as well. And Speed is gone. Bait again successful. The patience pays off. They narrowed it down to a small area. Drop the hammer. And take Roche again.
This is so frustrating for DogChamp. Like, you see V-Tune and Stonebank, they're in, they're out, they're in, they're out, and there's no way you can keep them in, you know, so you can right-click them, because you just don't have any control right now. These high-mobility cores are just exploiting the fact that your lineup just has no way to lock them down. And I'm 100% with you at this point. No Gleipnir, no Scythe on Speed, trying to be this carry. He ain't carrying anything this game. He's just dying really quick, and he can't even right-click a single hero.
And off they go to take more buildings from the side of DogChamp. They've got both lanes pushing in, both middle, both top. These tier 2s, they're going to be history by the looks of it. Maybe even a lane of racks. 20 seconds for the cores to come back on DogChamp. They need a miracle. Bait needed crit. DogChamp needs miracle. They need something. Anything. Glyph already used. V-Tune.
Well, TA's trying to build a crit right now, but she's only got 300 gold in the bank and no pieces, so might not see it this game.
Maybe they can find an opening, but V-Tune's already out. And another lane secured. 2 tier 2s. A middle lane of racks taken. 21,000 gold for Bait. And here's a replay.
Yep. This one is just, you're just going to see V-Tune and Stonebank just going in and out of these fights. This is like their second time. Watch V-Tune especially. Like, oh, they're going to go on him, right? He's going to disengage real quick. Give time. Boom. As soon as Dindy goes in, V-Tune re-engages. And during, like, this replay doesn't even show exactly everything that happened in that fight because it was so long, but they're just going in and out of these fights all the time. They can't lock down VTune. They can't lock down Stonebank. Stonebank doesn't even have to buy a BKB. Neither did VTune. Neither of these heroes have a BKB, and you still can't control them. Your draft was meant to execute in a way where you're going to snowball the game, then you're going to walk down a lane as 5 and hit the enemy throne, but that's not happening anymore. So now you're taking these open-end fights against Nightstalker or Dark Ascension. You can't see anything, you can't target anything, and you can't lock down anything, so they're going to kite you to the end of the earth, and that's exactly what's happening.
One more lane to secure. It is daytime right now, but Dark Ascension is available. Almost 25 on that Nightstalker. Already a 25 talent up on this PA. Extra crits for VTune. Right in the face of the Medusa. Here comes Moose. The initiation's there. But that's just about it. Dark Ascension forced out. They have to chill. Have to wait it out if they can. If they can. It has been a nuisance. They've had no answer to it so far. VTune sprouted up. Range racks taking some damage. Catapults coming in. DNM trying to throw as many snakes as possible.
Still squishy. Just not super squishy, but you see how these fights go. Just running up to the high ground and hitting it isn't really the position they're in. If all 3 cores are hitting VTune, he will die. They need to continue to do this kiting game. Use the Dark Ascension. Wait for it 90 seconds. They'll be up again. But now you have a small window right now, I think, that you might need to take if you're DogChamp. Just go out and do something, and they're going to do just that because they realize this game is hard.
They don't have a lot of time. Creeps are coming in. Red 2 is going to have to defend it there. VTune in the trees. Stomanen nearby. Stomanen's in a very difficult position. Moose doesn't find anyone yet, but they got the jump on Moose first, and he might just drop down the toss down to half HP. Gets a bit of heal. The snowballs there. Dendy right next to him. Terrorized. VTune in trouble. Aegis might drop, and it's gone. And Sidaro's going to be stunned as well. They've got DNM with the Bedlam. And here's the stun coming out from Dendy again, fissuring them away. The shard follow-ups. They just got the Aegis, but it's a hold for DogChamp.
This kind of goes to show you that if you do run in like that, you can die on this PA, as mentioned. So, you need to be a little careful. And of course, VTune used Satanic while he was being feared, so he couldn't turn that fight. They had to just do a clean disengage. Still a big lead for Bait here, but that's the kind of fight.
Oh, he's all alone. He's got no backup. He's all by himself.
Oh,
They're just going to find a free kill for themselves. Oh my god, that is big. DogChamp, that hurts a lot. He just wanted to push a wave. Just that one wave.
I mean, you got to know you can't do that. Like,
greed is good.
Bait has been there for like a whole minute now.
Greed
like,
is good.
hopefully Dendy doesn't stun me. But unfortunately, Dendy does stun him. He'll get a range barracks, disengage real quick with that blur.
Oh, no, they're not. Oh, no, they're not. It's a whole different story when it's Stonebank. Trying to get some damage on the melee racks, though, but that Dark Ascension doesn't really do too much yet, but they're trying to force it. They're trying to get DogChamp further away from their base.
Just Halberd and
arm
take it
coming in, and maybe that just might do it.
Call.
Stonebank taking a lot of damage. Pops the cheese very early there. Doesn't take any second chances. Melee racks down to 800. Still wants to get in there. VTune sees DNM. Another silencing dagger flying in with that Mindbreaker. And there we go. VTune charging forward. Terrorize. Almost loaded up to the end.
And yet again, you have a situation where you have no Dark Ascension for 80 seconds. Do we have any smokes? We have one on Willow.
Bait want to repeat that again before that melee racks has gone to full. It's not regenerating fast enough considering the cooldown of that Dark Ascension. It's not going to be enough.
Though they do have Glyph now, just came off cooldown. That's going to be a big one.
There's a DD.
VTune will get a DD rune here.
All right.
But this is going to expire before Dark Ascension is up, so... Do they want a Dark Ascension or do they want the DD? Maybe they just dangle Stonebank. He does have buyback.
Bloody Nine's in a bad position as well, but they're just going to go straight to Red 2. The TA deleted. Crit to the death, and Dendy doesn't get the echo off, but it doesn't seem to matter. Stonegate's being used by DNM, forcing them out for the time being, but they forced the buyback. VTune still has DD for at least 15 seconds.
If he gets stunned again, he's in trouble here.
And Stonebank right on top of him. Here's the terrorized V2 going the other way around. Onto speed he goes. He crits 1 quarter away onto the Medusa. And Medusa's out.
He
And
crit him.
the cleave kills off Bloody 9. Speed, he's in the Sprout trying to fight back, but no, sir. Life taken away. And that, he can't afford his buyback. It looks like Bates going to be taking game 1 by the looks of it. 3 remaining. And the melee rack's gone. The Fisher's there. And DNM, the lone survivor. Refresher for the Echo. And DNM, Speed taps out with the GG. And Bates, that one Roche fight turned this game all over itself.
It really did. And I thought Bait was probably going to win this game in a more clean fashion, but DogChamp showing that they can